Welcome to the channel. My name is Crow, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over someone that hit 20,000 ability score as a free-to-play on Reddit. The link is in the description below, so you guys can read it yourself, and they're responding to a bunch of comments in there to clarify things to get a better understanding. I just want to say, before I even get into this video, ability score does not fucking matter. Just get a DPS meter and you'll see literally people 17k ability score with optimized stats doing more than 20k people with optimized stats. So it's just fluff depending on how you see it. Some 20ks actually do optimize and do damage, and some just don't, and they just put it in skill books to increase or to get accepted into parties. So just get a DPS meter. Hopefully they can add a DPS meter in game. To be honest, it would just be helpful. It's not really like, I mean, it's going to be an ego thing. I mean, the ability score is already an ego thing, but it would be helpful at the end of the day, because it's like, all right, well, you're just not doing more than this person. Okay, so just calm down, right? You can literally see it for yourself. Like, so it doesn't have to be someone that's in, random party chat, like, oh no, I'm not. Like, bro, like, just turn the DPS meter over and you can see it yourself. Anyways, leave a like and subscribe if you guys haven't yet already. Let's get right into this video. All right, so let's go down the listing of this post. So it's inflated because of emblem. I have T0 Muku Chief and then T5 Scout as my imagines. And a lot of people were still discovering this, to be honest, which I've seen like on Discord and everything. A lot of people just don't farm Void Emblem, but yeah, it's a huge inflation. Some people don't like it, that it does contribute to, like party finding and stuff, because some people just don't want to farm it, or they think like, oh, Void doesn't really apply to raids because it has nothing to do with Void. So it's like a mixed bag on people's opinion on this. But yes, if you leave your computer on, not 24/7, people have already said you leave it on maybe like 3 overnights and you'll have everything at 45. The drop does change, so people that probably were void farming in the beginning at green, now you can void farm at blue, and then I assume after the next emblem core update we get, you'll then be able to farm purple. I farmed about 3 a.m. to 9 a.m, about 6 hours. I had about 87 of the blue drops running beat performer left click. And then when I do farm all day, it's like about 270 or 280 drops. But yeah, this whole tab right here gets you super inflated. Currently I'm at 1550, but the other person farms more than me. They're at 1567. So 4-piece raid set gives a lot of rating, simply just due to the set effect actually does apply. They have all level 6 gems and 2 level 7 gems, and they leave their PC AFK farming, so it gives them a side effect of millions of bound Luno. This is just simply true just because I believe it's 30 bound Luno you get, and it's like every 1 to 2 seconds. Especially if you're doing Beat Performer or Verdant Oracle left clicking, you get a bunch of Luno to stack up on, allowing you to be able to do those 50k rerolls to try to get a level 7 Void Gem. Not Void Gem, my bad. Level 7 gem in your gear. But hitting 20k without swiping was mainly possible because they bought materials for refining during the first 2 weeks, half price before it doubled. So you're just talking about the market, which I've always been mentioning, the trading center market, especially if you guys planned before day 26 and saved all your life potions. If you guys didn't use any of your life potions and you actually did save them because, you were locked in, then yeah, you would waste all your life potions day 26 and make a bunch of gems. People in my guild were making like 2 mil the first day. Just slamming the gems because whales are not going to do life skilling. Like that's just a plain fact. They're just not going to do life skilling. They just want to buy off the market, and any new thing that does come out, they will just buy off the market. So they bought the low, hoarded, sold at high. Because of this, all the refines to 13, which helped with a bunch of ratings. So basically, they were able to manipulate the market, and they have refines on everything up to 13. as free to play. Another tip: equipment from raid can be dismantled and you get it back. So I saved level 60 reforged storms by crafting and reforging, dismantling till I got ideal stats, and I no life this for a weapon too. So essentially, what they're talking about is if you go to, your gear. Where's my gear at? Yeah. So you go to your gear. If you simply just dismantle your raid piece and then you reapply, well, not reapply it, but you dismantle it, you'll get all the materials back, and then you recraft it. So, and then you enhance it back up again instead of slamming your stones to try to get the stat that you want. So this applies, for any gear piece. If you guys didn't know, you simply just dismantle it, you get 1-to-1 materials back, and then you can just remake it pretty much. Let's see what's here. So yeah, saved all materials that were increased and sold it on a spike day. Didn't craft any equipment until day 26 when the extra chance on craft opened. I'll save all my focus points to day 26. Also, because day 26 in the life skilling, we did get the mastery all the way on this tab, mastery level 3s, allowing you to use higher graded materials to give you more chances to get more crafts. And then here, let's see, you can see the refinement costs. So they have a link here where you see the refinement costs of everything to plan accordingly, and then they have the percentages here, and it tells you what days to go on. It's actually a pretty helpful website. I just found something new today. So I would however, goddamn, I can't speak, recommend if you are trying to be super competitive, just wait a month or two and prices will drop. So that's their way of hitting free to play. That's just how they cover it. Like I said, I will leave a link in the description down below. And you can tell it was very optimized compared to someone like me that just fucking bought books to just increase it so people would stop complaining for me to get into a party. Simply because, if you guys can tell, their gear is at 11K, 11.2K, and then their skill training is at 3.6K. So if we interchange these, right, they simply are going to have 20K gear score. Their skill training is way lower than mine, but it's instead into their gear and a little bit more into emblem. Now, and then they have 25 more in their module. But again, this goes into AFK farming and whatnot. That's if you want to do that alone. Regarding Trading Center, Bound Luno, yes. Bound Luno, they are 100% right. You will get a bunch if you do leave your computer on all the time AFK farming. I had about, correct me if I'm wrong, if someone's been on the streams, but I had, I think, about 700K. Under 1 mil though. And now I'm at 1.3 mil just from AFK farming. So yeah, that definitely does help with re-rolling the gems. I do want to talk about this really quick. If you guys didn't make it this far into the video, a lot of people don't really check the NPCs, but you guys know that you can class exchange for books, right? Instead of buying them at a high price on the market. So, we have a lot of books that we're not going to use because we don't play other classes. Essentially, in the trading center, and you go to life skills, and then you go to alchemy, you have a knowledge conversion potion book for 4K instead of trying to buy the books at a high price. So you guys can, from all the farming you guys have been doing, especially if you're free to play, right? You can then convert these into a book selector, and literally all of these you can just convert into what you need. And that's how you get more skill books. Not, obviously, it's going to take time, but instead of, sitting on the market and trying to get a bunch of skill books, well, this is also a way that you can get skill books instead of just spending a crazy amount. So right here, I got 53 Heavy Guardian books. I just converted. Now I'm able to do more into my skills now. Finally get my level 6. Cool. So that's just something else for you guys to know as well when it comes to, you know, skill books. And then if you're like, oh, the other ways to actually get skill books besides drops and then the chest. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. I did just want to cover that topic of someone with a, you know, free to play perspective on hitting 20,000 ability score. Again, I do not think that it is worth the time. Especially it's just dumb. Like, maybe just make your own party or whatnot. Like, at the end of the day, I really just wish. Now I wish DPS meter was in. Before I didn't wish DPS meter in the game, but now I wish DPS meter was in the game to shut people up, because literally now it could just be like, just turn on DPS meter, bro. You will see that you are bottom. And if you guys haven't downloaded a DPS meter yet, it does tell you the ability score of the person on the DPS meter. So if you guys make a party, it will tell you the ability score of them. So you guys don't have to worry about, oh, well, we don't really know the ability score. It tells you that. And then if they're like 20k ability score and you have a 17k and they're doing millions of damage more because they're more optimized and maybe not on H, well, there's your answer. But thank you guys again so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe. Just wanted to get this out for you guys. A little more information. Again, I don't really agree with the whole gatekeeping shit. I think it's fucking stupid. Just learn the fucking mechanics and you guys will clear. Unless you have a DPS check issue because maybe someone's on H. Well, that's a different story. But you guys need to figure it out yourselves. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.